First of all, I got to tell you, this is Gertrude. And let me tell you about Gertrude. Gertrude was my grandmother. She had 13 kids. But my grandmother was a rock, and she was our family core, and she loved more than anybody and did more than anybody. She was tough and gritty. So when I built this car, when I discovered it was a Group A, I thought, well, the special car is going to have the most special name, and that's why I named her Gertrude. And she's got a lot of love. She's a 240. She's strong. She's pretty darn quick. When I found out it was a homologation car, and I realized the patina that the car had, and I said, wow, this is way too cool not to bring back to life, full blown. So when I sat back before I turned the key for the first time, I thought, man, I changed so many things. This thing is so hybridized, but it should work. So I turned the key and she fired up, and you're like, wow, there's a little magic going on there. My name is Dan Maly, and I drive an 83 242 turbo intercooled GLT Group A homologation car. Now, this wasn't a race car per se, but it was supposed to have race car parts to identify it as such. There were 500 of them, period. The Group A racing success, the FIFA racing success, was what really made the car so amazing. They only sold 242 doors in the US. Of the 242s, one of the most desirable is this one. This car went on to win, I think, in 83, 84, and 85. It was like the car to beat. Nobody could beat it. Now, mine's a restomod, and I've done my art to it. It's a nice car, and I'm an engineer by heart and by training also, and I throw my art in my cars. I build them the way I want them. So it's pretty good, pretty good for an old 83. The engine's a B21 FT from 1983. It's the original engine block. 160,000 miles, so low miles for a red block. I added the top end off of a 1990 740 turbo wagon. I tried to follow the Group A porting methodology, and the way my setup is with the blue injectors and the 16T turbo. So far, I'm pretty pleased with it, but she's a little 4-speed with overdrive, with a 4-cylinder with a turbo, with some nice brakes and some handling upgrades. When I did the paint job on Gertrude, I turned the whole garage into a paint booth. And I painted Gertrude right here. At that time, I moved my 69 Firebird out of the garage. It's on a rolling rotisserie, and I threw a tarp over it. Yeah, it was a bit of work, but it turned out very nicely. I see the flaws in the paint. Others might see them, that's fine. But I love her because she's not perfect. Cars come with a whole range of emotions, whether it's good or bad, but a lot of people have good ones, and growing up in the Motor City, I've always had a good emotion towards vehicles. I always had an appreciation for people who built their vehicles, and I always wanted to be one of those. So I build them, rebuild them, fix them up, make them better than they were, hopefully, and it's my outlet. My daughter once asked me, she said, Dad, why do you buy and drive these old cars? I like keeping Volvos going. I like resuscitating them. And this one wouldn't start, wouldn't run, had a bad title, had a bunch of issues, smelled like a mouse factory. But to have it running now, it's pretty cool. My dad was a tool maker, so I learned that skill too. I worked in a tool shop for a couple of years as a young man, learned a little bit. And then inherited a lifetime of help from my father and my uncle and my grandfather. Welcome to my shop. The shop within the shop. There's 5 years of my love into that car. And I'm proud of her. But I couldn't done it without good help. And I've always tried to share my knowledge on the boards and things. So I thought, well, you know, YouTube, I can share a lot of stuff. And so that's what I've been trying to do. And I try to entertain. I want people to see the builds. I want to get the knowledge across. I want people have shared things with me, and I want to kind of pass that on. You know, I think that's the key. I really do. I think you help people and they help you, and I've been blessed in many ways. Mostly by my friends who inspire me. You know, that symbiosis is just, it's magical.